Alrighty, guys, take three. Rough tune down. I got my screwdriver with me just in case. Alrighty guys, I think I'm going to leave that cylinder right there. If you're wondering what I did to it, compared to take two, I carved more out of the combustion chamber. Sit down here for a minute. Leg full of sawdust. I cut more out of the combustion chamber. I did that with a stone, one of them pink ball stones. Put it up in my handpiece and actually wedged my handpiece tight to the cylinder wall, and then just kept twisting, you know, and grinding and reshaping the dome of the combustion chamber, and then I carved it deeper up into it, and that's running a Shorty Autolite plug now. And then I took the secondaries, you know, them little wings that I put in there on take two, I widened them out a little bit and I cut them deeper in, and then at the edges where they were kind of knife point, I dropped them down a little bit and made it a little bit wider, and then I raised the exhaust up. On take two I raised, on take one it was at 100, and both times I went back into this, I didn't throw a wheel on it, I was just adjusting by I'd slide a ring in and use a piston to move it around and kind of gauge the gap that I was shooting for, and then I'd mark it. But on take two, I cut out of the top of the exhaust probably a half a ring to 3/4 of a ring thickness. And then on take three, it was for sure a full ring, if not a ring and a half. So if I had to guess, this thing is probably on a 94 roof, between 93 and 94. And it's actually surprising me that, I mean, on take one, this thing pulled over harder than a built 660. And it's pulling over, well, it's probably one of the easiest pulling over 4910s that I've ever built. It does have 2 rings in it too. I know I bled off compression by carving out the chamber, and also bled off compression by raising the roof, and probably bled off a little bit of compression by stuffing a shorter plug in it. But on take 1 and 2, probably take 1, it probably had, it's a toss-up. It was really torquey, mega torquey on take 2, but it was still giving me this popping, and the camera's not really picking it up like, it sounds better on camera in take two than it did to me in person. And it was bugging me, so I went back into it again. I do have another cylinder ordered, but I think I've got the perfect blend right now of really good RPM and very acceptable torque. Will it pull that 32 as well as it did? I don't know. It would probably pull it faster, but I don't know if I'll be able to two-hand on it like I did. I feel I've got more chain speed now. The exhaust note seems cleaner. This is running stock ignition timing too. In fact, I actually took, on take three, I actually took the modified flywheel off and put a bone stock one on just to make sure that my flywheel wasn't shifting on me, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't the timing advance. So I don't know, maybe in a later video I might throw the other flywheel back on and clock it and see if the mid-range and higher RPM picks up on it. But on the tune, it definitely seems to like to be more closer on the ragged edge of things than it seems to be making. A lot of my 4910 builds, you set them to where they're 4-stroke and out of the cut, and then the second they touch the wood, they clean up and cut like mad. This one seems to be the exact opposite. It seems like you get it to 4-stroke and then touch it in till just the 4-stroke is just about all gone, and it seems to be the happiest there. It seems where I get the most RPM and a decent amount of torque. On that log that was on the ground, that was red oak that I was beating the snot out of. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but I was stretching the mounts out to the max on it. I was not being nice to it. I'm testing things. I want to, before I put that cylinder on that green one I'm going to build, I want it to be how I want it. This will probably go over to Joe's and get pulled to see where I'm at. I'm so torn between that dyno as well, because with the other cylinder I had on here, I took it over there, and the first pull it was incredible, and the second pull was like okay, and then the third pull was like what's going on. But it's suffering, that cylinder was suffering from major heat saturation. This one, I can tell it gets a little warm, but I think with the lower compression, I think I could push it as a work saw, as long as that little bridge that's in there on the transfers holds up and supports the ring. I don't see no reason why I couldn't cut firewood with the thing. It is running the bored out carburetor. I might, that's another thing too, with the porting setup now, I really had to fatten the low side up, like way more than I normally ever would have to, and I don't know if it's that carburetor or if it's the porting. But I think with them tweaks, it's smelling better out the exhaust. By raising that exhaust, I got rid of that reversion, and the back pressure, and relieve some more of that back pressure. I think, you can't go back now, but I think this style of porting in it would have actually probably ran better with a wider exhaust instead of a higher one. But, I don't know. I just like trying things, but I think, oh, hey Tucker. Oh, make a video, buddy. I got the video going. Can you beep them? Get over there, she's calling you. No, it's not me, buddy. Tucker. There he goes. So yeah, I don't know. I do have another cylinder coming. I might try more traditional style porting. on that to what I'm more familiar with. Another option depends on, oh yeah, the dyno. I've got saws that are making 5.8 horse that if you cut with them you would swear they're a 7 horse saw. And then I've got saws that are 6 horse and you know, and they feel more like a 5.8. And then I've got, you know, sticker sticks out in my mind, so does the shin. Maybe I'll get one of these pine logs up on the stand or the tractor or something, and then maybe we can use the same chain, and I can go down and test the shin stickers and this one and see where we're at, because stickers has an absolute perfect balance of torque, power, and speed. And I think Take 2 was more of a torque build. I think Take 1 probably would have ran better with a higher exhaust roof, but you know, it's too late now. But we might be throwing a stock carb with just the thin shafts. I gotta look. I might end up having to buy a carburetor too. I don't know. The 490 carb is slightly different, but I keep that 490 carb around because it's good for diagnosing. If one comes in and it's giving me fits for the brake bolting on, and if it solves a problem, then I know it's a carb issue or whatever. But when you start modifying carburetors, you trade, you know, fine tunability and running off for max power. Sometimes I just don't know if it's worth it. But let me know what you guys think of Take 3. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I think I'm going to leave that cylinder right there. I don't dare. I can tell I bled some torque off, but I was beating on it in this video, guys, so I can tell that it's still got quite a bit of mojo in it there to do what it needs to do. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Probably gonna be feels like it's gonna creep up and become a warm day today, but I've jibber jabbered on here enough. I got a few other things to do. Parts are starting to trickle in for that 372 that I gotta do for my buddy. Maybe I'll make some video footage on that. I'll know for sure. I'll probably get test cut video footage of it running or whatever, but I got so much going on. I don't know how much I'll film putting it together, but yeah, I've blabbered on here enough, so I think I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. You guys take it easy and have a good one.